What is up, PC superstars, and how are you all doing? Today is a very special day because today we are going to play our very own first standard matchup. But before we do anything, let's open a pack. But before we forget the intro, guys, I am hoping you are all having or going to have a fine day and night. Now let's get into it, guys. Hopefully we get something like a good rare, maybe golden, and we get upgrade, not too bad of a rare. Don't see any card that can really impact any deck I have made so far, but let's get right into the standard game. And this is going to be our first standard matchup on this account. What I'm going to try and do is try and make it to rank 20 before this month ends, just so I can get the card back. As many of you probably do, you guys probably play standard. If you don't play competitively, you just do it for the card backs, which is awesome. And you also might just do it for quest or to kill time. It's a very fun place, but once you get into it competitively, it turns very different and it's very strategic. And even though people say that Hearthstone does not require skill, I highly disagree with that, because there are certain outcomes that you just can't predict, and there are certain moments where you have to know what to play and what is the best possible option. So let's get right into our first standard matchup, considering we have just found ourselves a worthy opponent and we are facing a priest. I made a little Cthulhu warrior that I think best fits my cards at the current moment. So here we're going to cancel out all executes because priests generally don't have too many early minions, so I don't think we'll need this until late game. Stormwind Champion is pretty late. I do want Shield Block because it adds armor and draws us a card, and we definitely need to draw ourselves a card here. And we do have a little combo if it ever gets to the point of using it, with the Worgen plus Charge plus Inner Rage, which I believe will be a very special combo if we get to ever use it. And as you guys can see, we have a bunch of 3 drops. Good thing we have the coin, which means that turn 2 we can just summon out a Harvest Golem or something along those lines, unless we draw a turn 2 card at the current moment. And we actually draw a turn 2 card, but it's not the turn 2 card you actually want to draw, because this has no impact on the board. I would have probably liked a War Axe instead. If we use this guy, what it's basically going to do is buff up the priest and allow it to basically become stronger. Hopefully he doesn't have Power Word Shield, and it doesn't seem like he hasn't. And we are at 2 mana at the current moment. We could easily just shield up now instead of actually going ahead and using a coin to summon out a Harvest Golem. And the reason we decided to shield up instead of using Harvest Golem is because Harvest Golem would actually allow him to draw 2 cards, because he could run one into it and maybe the other one as well if he wanted to, and then heal one of them or heal both of them, and basically he could draw a total of 4 cards if he has Circle of Healing or something along those lines. But as you guys can see right there, we prevented him from basically using anything by just not dropping anything on the board and using armor up, which prevented us from taking any health loss right here. And now I am going to coin out this turn, and the reason for that is we have 2 excellent 4 mana drops, but the one that I'm going to use here is going to be the Charge, and it is because 1, it has 4 attack, and 2, it charges. Now the reason why I say it has 4 attacks is Shadow Word Pain nor Shadow Word Death can really have an impact on the minion if it has 4 attack, which is the great thing about this guy. And number 2, if I were to drop a card like Senjin, I would run the risk of it actually dying to Shadow Word Pain, and I wouldn't want that to happen now. And it seems like we got 2 really good 4 mana drop cards that are, well, not 4 mana, but we got 2 really good 2 mana drop cards right here that we could combo and actually get rid of the board while establishing a little 2/2 for ourselves and killing his card draw opportunity at the current moment. And then next turn we have a Senjin that we could draw. We could drop a Harvest Golem plus armor up. We can do a lot of different combos, which is great at the current moment. I'm really looking forward to trying to do the Worgen combo, but you don't necessarily want to put the game just into one combo. You want to have a lot of options to win, and that's what I'm looking forward to trying making, because even though the combo is special, you don't just want to have that as your only option. We're gonna drop Dark Scale here. It's the best mana cost card we have this turn. That goes along with the curve. Not only that, but it has the best stats out of any minion we have. Plus, of course, as you guys can see, it does have 4 attack, which prevents it from dying. And there you guys see Cthulhu here. Now, we are gonna see if we draw anything useful here. If not, we're probably just gonna have to use Execute on this guy, because we're not gonna be able to kill it otherwise, unless, let's say, we use Charge, and that would be a waste right now. So I'd rather just use Execute, armor up, and have 36 health right now. Next turn we can drop a Nightblade, which has 4 attack and armor up, or drop a Harvest Golem, which is hard to get rid of because of the Death Rattle. So this is going pretty well for us for our first game, and seeing that we are facing a Priest, I can tell you guys that this is probably going to be a long game, because usually when a warrior faces a Priest, it is a very long game. And now that card that he has right there, that's going to be a pain to get rid of, just because it can easily kill the Nightblade. So I'm thinking of not using it at the current moment. I'm thinking a better play would be maybe Senjin and Harvest Golem, just so he won't get a free kill into it. So we are going to Harvest Golem here. Hopefully he runs the 4/4 and doesn't have anything to buff up his attack, because if he does, then we would be in trouble. He's not going to be able to heal it because it's not going to take any damage at all, but if he heals it, I'll be pretty happy. Now, Shadow Word Pain will hurt us here a lot if he does have it, because it will be able to kill basically the Senjin without him having to run anything into it. And he used a Sea Giant here, which is a little bit weird for me to see being used, but I'm completely fine with it at the current moment. What we're going to do is we're going to drop Stormwind Champion. We are going to have to sacrifice our Harvest Golem, but we do it for a good cause, as it allows the Senjin to basically clear his 4/2, which became a 4/4, while giving us the opportunity to still have a taunt established here. And he got the taunt from Mind Vision, so that's probably one of the best cards. Well, not one of the best cards for him, but one of the best cards for us, for him to take away, because I would not like to give him Charge. Definitely not Cthulhu or Nightblade or any of those cards here. And he's going to heal up his Sea Giant, which is definitely a reasonable play right here. And we're going to try to do the most effective way to basically keep these minions alive here. And I'm thinking this will deal it 1 damage and give it +2 attack. Unfortunately, it won't be able to actually kill the Sea Giant, but if it could, that would be great. I'm going to drop Iron Fur Grizzly here, and I might just give it the taunt just to be able to get rid of the board completely here, which is very important in my opinion. So let's go ahead and actually do that right here. Well, it's not completely necessary at the current moment. I'm guessing we can drop Nightblade. We do not need to get rid of Sea Giant. He needs to find an answer for this taunt, and he can't use Shadow Word Death or Shadow Word Pain, which is awesome. Unless he draws it right now, then he has to use it on the Stormwind Champion, and it becomes a 3 attack minion. And it looks like he just drew it. So look, as I was saying it happened. He's probably going to run the 8/6 and then heal it back up, and it's going to become an 8/5, but it isn't going to really matter because we have enough damage to actually clear the big guy. So that is the good side of things, and we can try to run Cthulhu in there and try to get maybe 6 damage to come. But my oh my, he has actually drawn something that restored health to the giant. So now we're in a little bit of trouble here. It's become a bit more complicated, and we haven't gotten anything to really buff up our Cthulhu. I don't want to just drop it in there because it's going to be a waste. This will make it have 6 attack, but we won't have enough attack to basically clear this guy. We could drop the Boulder Fist Ogre actually, give it charge, and basically I find that as a waste though, giving it charge and then just clearing a 6/5. If we give it charge, we can easily clear the 8/8, but I'm thinking I maybe want to just clear the 8/8 with this combination right here and still have a Cthulhu, and I'm hoping to actually draw some minions that can actually buff up our Cthulhu, make it a little bit stronger, and have it ready to actually put some work in. That's what I really want. unless he has his Cthulhu. Of course, if he does have his Cthulhu, then we're in a little bit of trouble, because it's going to be very hard to get rid of it, especially only having a 6/6 Cthulhu. He seems to be trading right now. I don't really know why, unless he has Cthulhu in his hands, which he does. And it just killed our Boulder Fist Ogre here, which is horrible. And we're not going to have anything that really answers to it. So what we're going to have to do here is most likely just charge up and go for the face. We don't want to trade. If he does any trading, we would rather have that happen than us. What I'm trying to do is maybe draw some cards like Shield Slam or Execute, and be able to just execute the Cthulhu. Now is when we really need it. He has gotten taunt on the Cthulhu. We can't kill it even if our Cthulhu hits 6 damage on it. We're just going to be looking to survive a couple of turns, which we could definitely do here. If anything, I want my Cthulhu to actually kill the 2/3. Or if I get some form of card draw, I'm actually going to use it before dropping our Cthulhu down. Now, Chillwind Yeti, even though it's a good card, it's not what is needed right now. We're going to have to drop our Cthulhu, and we can't run any damage into the Cthulhu. We want to have as many minions available for us as possible. And now that it is an 11-10, we definitely could execute it if we get the execute. Hopefully we do get it, because it is really needed at this current moment. And we don't have enough damage to even clear the Cthulhu. So that's the biggest problem. And next turn, even with an armor up, we die to his Cthulhu. So shield block really came in handy at this current moment, and is basically a lifesaver. So is Dart Scale here. Too bad it won't keep this guy alive, and I would love to keep it alive here, but we're gonna have to make some sacrifices. Probably drop the Dark Scale Healer and armor up. We can't attack the Cthulhu. I don't feel like it is necessary just yet. We did regain a bunch of health, which is great. We have 18 health, but we are still dead to the Cthulhu if it actually gets dropped. Well, not dropped, but if we don't find an answer for it within the next turn, because he has 14 damage, he's gonna put 11 damage this turn, which means that he's gonna leave us at 7 health, and with 7 health we won't be able to survive another Cthulhu attack towards our face, and it's gonna become a 12-12 too, because of the buff that the Elder gives it right there. Right now we get a little buff for our Cthulhu, even though it's dead. And our first standard game pretty much went like this, and it's very unfortunate, but it goes to show you guys you can't win them all. I'll probably put a video of me getting to rank 20 one of these days, so stay tuned for it. But overall, I think we did a pretty good hard fought battle, but sometimes it just goes the other way, and you have to learn to lose in Hearthstone, and you have to want to win. So obviously here, maybe there were some plays I could have done differently, but honestly I think I played to the best of my ability. If you guys think I could have done any plays differently, make sure you guys comment that down below. And as always guys, if you haven't subscribed to Join PC Superstars already, make sure you guys do by hitting that subscribe button. If you guys like the content, like the video, like the commentary, make sure you guys like the video. And as always, I want you all to have a great day and night. Stay positive no matter what, and keep on grinding guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, PC Superstars.